Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot Connection with the Weekly Comic Roundup. We've made it through most roundup. Now it's time for the home stretch. Kicking these off, we've got Warlock Rebirth, #1. Seems to be I don't want to say sequel, but a follow-up of sorts to it was last year's Silver Surfer Rebirth miniseries. Set in the same period of time in Marvel history. Which would basically be the mid '90s by in real world from real world perspective. So the issue begins on Monster Island. Genus Vel, currently going by the name Legacy, has arrived. Runs afoul of some of Monster Island's inhabitants while looking for a Warlock, as in his quest to learn about his father, he's been advised by the Silver Surfer to ask to talk to the heroes of Earth. But the second Goom, the second Monster Island native that Genus runs into, stomps on him, leading to him being found in the footprint by Gamora and Pip the Troll. We explain that they're part of the Infinity Watch and that, we get a rundown of Warlock's origin, a retelling, I should say, and the fact that he killed Thanos, briefly wore the Infinity Gauntlet, which he then gave up. But when they arrive at Adam's sanctum, I guess would be the best way to put it, he stumbles out. Apparently, there's something that's troubling him. It's a cocoon like his own, but not his, and it seems to be draining his power. The cocoon hatches, and a woman looking pretty just like Adam comes out of it, claiming she is Eve Warlock, and she is there to replace Adam. Gamora is not too happy with this idea. It attacks Eve after she zaps Warlock, and the issue ends with Eve plucking the soul gem from Adam's forehead and placing it on her own, and vanishes, with Pip observing that he thinks maybe Adam Warlock is dead. Interesting start to things. I remember Infinity Crusade had a female version of Adam Warlock. I know she was called Her. There are other names for her too, but kind of always figured she was just kind of, Adam Warlock, just a woman. So it's interesting to see another one come up, especially since Infinity Crusade happened before Genus Vel appeared. So, but anyway, interesting start. It does fill me with a bit of nostalgic glee, much like the Silver Surfer Rebirth book did. Feels very much like a '90s cosmic book, which those were actually pretty fun. I mean, not to say modern comic books aren't fun; they are, but it's that nostalgia factor, being someone who got into comics in the '90s. So, moving on though to our next book, we've got House of Slaughter #14. Where we left off, Sonny had been taken to the butcher shop by Jolie, and had been left in a room with a monster. Meanwhile, Jace was frantically trying to find Sonny. So Jace goes to the Messiah bar, where he runs into Jolie. Their reunion seems to go well. But they reminisce about things, and Jace gets to business, explaining that he's looking for Sunny. But Jolie explains that she's recruited him into the butcher shop. He's already killed his first monster. They talk about we've just learned that when Jace left, he left Joel in a burning house. And apparently everyone at the Messiah bar seems to at the moment be full of white masks. And so Jace does what he can to fight his way through them. But Jolie informs Jace that in the morning, Sonny will be off to the bayou for his baptism. And that is where the issue ends. Yes. Things are definitely getting interesting on this. I have some guesses as to how the next issue will go, but let's have to see how it plays out. Moving on though to our next book, we've got Black Adam number 10. Where we left off, Malik was trying to, while the old gods are have arrived on Earth, the ones that were the Akkad breathed into life by Black Adam. They are seeking him out. Ishtar goes to Kahndaq and taps Jasmine, Malik's friend, to be her host. Malik and Adam talk about things. Malik kind of boils down what Black Adam does, so he punches people, though Adam refuses. But Malik then asks why it is that Adam takes the subway. Apparently years previously, he was stopping at a routine traffic stop in D.C. and was mistreated by the officers who pulled him over. Well, he didn't do anything in retaliation. It still kind of made up his mind about taking the subway instead. Meanwhile, the Akkad are, of course, still looking for Adam, and but Malik explains he doesn't want Adam's power. Offers up the signet ring, but Oni Grace has returned, bringing with her the current mortal host of Ibak. This leads to a fight between Black Adam and Ibak. Ibak is empowered by the terror of Ivan, the cunning of Borgia, the fierceness of Attila, and the cruelty of Caligula. But Malik gets involved a bit as well. War is, trying to start one. And it turns out that Malik's attack on Ibak actually kind of charged him up a bit, so that when he hits Black Adam with his whip, Adam is reverted to Theo. But and Ibak leaves, not meaning to have a massive throwdown in the middle with Black Adam. Jasmine tries to talk to Theo, ends up kissing him, which Malik sees, making him more a little angry, and that is where the issue ends, leading up to the book's apparent two issue the series' upcoming 2-issue finale. Now, these next 2 books are holdouts from before. We'll get into. First, we've got so last month the Multiversity Harley Screwed Up the DCU miniseries started off, and sadly, the first issue was missed in my. It didn't end up in my polls, or perhaps it did, and I just didn't realize it. So, looking at the cover now, but I didn't know it actually released until last week when I picked up number 2, thinking it was number 1, until I actually started reading it through it. So, our next book is Multiversity, Harley Screws Up the DCU, number 1. So, Harley's back on Coney Island visiting with the gang of Harleys, who are more than happy to see Harley back in town. Apparently, she's been left a someone named Professor Incredulous has left her a warehouse that's in Coney Island. So she goes to check it out. Nothing of use, but among the things they find is the Wayback booth. So Harley goes in. Pushes the glowing red button that says, "Push here, stupid." Rumbles around a bit, disappears. And, well, Harley has ends up feeling feeling a bit trippy. But when she reappears, well, the Harleys are now all appear to be, well, under the thrall of Starro, the Conqueror. She fights her way through them. Seems to be doing all right but still outnumbered. When she's rescued by a shadowy cloaked figure, also wielding a baseball bat. And we find out that Starro was fully taken over, because Harley's trip through time caused her. Basically, something happened where all of Earth's heroes who would have stopped Starro when he arrived never became heroes, and the shadowy rescuer is revealed to be that timeline's Harley Quinn. And that's where part 1 ends. So far, it's kind of the fun little type of jaunt you'd expect in a miniseries where Harley screws up the DC universe. And so we've got Harley Screws Up the DCU number 2. Find out that that Harley was briefly actually one of the, had actually been taken over by Starro, but she peeled it up. She managed to. She got injured. And she busted her nose, and that apparently killed the Starro fight on her face, and so she pulled it off, which did kind of mess up her face a little. Beat the hell out of it. Gathered a gang of Harleys, who eventually fell to Starro, and, well, yeah. But someone has told this Harley where to find when and where the other Harley would arrive. And so they have to continue fighting the Starrified gang of Harleys, and, well, Unstarrowed Harley tells Earth Zero Harley, hey, you don't have to hold back. They're not them, so. And so Harley doesn't. But they continue on and get back in the time machine, activated, and apparently end up at Krypton. However, it seems that Starro is already on his way to conquering time, and that is where the issue ends. It's a fun series so far. I'm digging it. This is something that I always find to be, fun. I like fun. Oops, we messed up the timeline type of time travel stories after all. Anyway, that is going to do it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off saying, live long and rock hard.